Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter, we got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from The Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power, they're the world's...
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic-Con. I am Ryan, and with me are Real Nerds in the Half Shell,
Brad
and
James.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Cowabunga, dude.
Nice. Every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw Turtles, who are mutants, ninjas, and teenagers.
Man, when you say it like that, it's just stupid.
We saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and apologize to the listeners of Real Nerds Podcast and to Brad. I wasn't able to finish Nemesis this week. So
You fucking dick.
So we're going to have to... I'm going to hold off one more week on the Star Trek.
What? Can't we just talk about like all three of them now?
I'm going to talk about them all at once.
But
God damn it.
No, all at once.
You know what? I'm going to hold this podcast hostage by not talking about Ninja Turtles. See you later. Going home.
That might kind of work because like I care more about Brad's opinion of Turtles than I do anything else.
No, and the reason is Brad was gone last week, and I totally lied to everybody. But my week was such a fucking shitstorm this week that I could not invest the brain power into watching Star Trek.
I actually kind of understand what you're saying because like, because you hadn't known those characters beforehand, I think like completing them and seeing the whole arc is probably worth it.
Well, that too,
and
I told James this earlier, but I have to really concentrate on Next Generation because the characters are. I don't know them as well as I know the original cast.
Yeah.
It's because I don't think they're as pop culturally.
Yeah, like everybody knows who Spock is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after.
Why do you need to watch all three to make a judgment on one movie?
There are 4 of them.
He's already told us about Generations.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's true.
I mean, we can talk about it if you want, but I'd rather save whatever you guys want to do.
We can say whatever. Whatever.
I mean, I don't want.
I didn't watch Nemesis this week either.
I don't want Brad to get all Borg on me and go crazy. So.
Oh, you're such a tease.
I
I didn't watch
talk about
Nemesis this week
Insurrection and
either,
Nemesis
so.
together. No one cares about those two.
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna tease. I'm doing just
bullshit.
the tip right now.
You know, we can
Fucking
only have so many surprises in a month, and the fact that you watched Mud last week was
I know.
surprising.
It was really funny you weren't here, but I hid it behind my chair, and I said, James, I got to give you something. I gave it like a Zelda.
I was
like
opening
opening a chest. It was quite the
shocking
moment on Real Nerds Podcast. So we saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We also talk about the #1 movie in the box office, Blu-rays that are coming out, movie news, stuff we've been watching. And when I talk about stuff I watched this week, guys, you'll see why I could not. I don't know. It was a long fucking week. But speaking of long weekends, Brad, why don't you tell us about your 48-hour film festival project? Of course, this will be up after the fact.
Yeah, this is going up after we screen it on Sunday, so whatever.
So you can spoil it. You can talk about it like...
Because I fucked it up last week. You had the clapper thing, and I thought it said The Diary of Anne Frank.
I know.
And I thought
I listened to the episode already.
You did? All right. I said, what the fuck? Did he really make a dark comedy about The Diary of Anne Frank? But
he did.
Why don't you tell us about the process, what you selected, and how you came to the idea that you came to?
Well, on Friday, 7 o'clock, we went to go draw our genre. And I was thinking, like, it'd be cool if we got a Western or a musical this year. We do, like, Thunderbolt the musical, or we'll do a Western thing, black and white. It'd be cool. And then the last thing I was thinking we were ever going to get was dark comedy.
which is kind of right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
When you post that picture on Facebook, I was like, oh, shit.
I know. I was really excited. I was like, oh, my God. This is like, it's a freebie right here. Like, we got this. We got this. And then the other half of me was like, but we got comedy 2 years ago, and we had too many ideas to work with, and it tripped us up.
What wasn't 2 years ago? Don't be a pussy.
Yeah, I mean, we did well in the end,
Yeah.
but it's just like writing that script took forever because
Huh.
we couldn't like settle on exactly like there's just too much available to us. And the same thing happened this time, where we started out with like, okay, what are all the most offensive, screwed up things we can do a movie about? And then obviously the Holocaust came up, so that was on the board. There's this one idea where. And we had another actress come on board at the last minute, so like, oh, we now have two people for this. And one of the ideas was like one actress would be blind, and the other one would be exploiting her blindness for personal gain. There's one where it's like a door-to-door salesman, and he keeps going to the same door because he doesn't remember, like he has amnesia or something. So he keeps trying to sell to the same guy, and the guy's trying to tell him like, you were already here, you just talked to me like 10 minutes ago. So that's like one idea. And then, anyway, so we actually started with it. We were like, well, let's do the Holocaust thing. There was like one idea because we had, the idea was we only had one actress. So like, oh, we'll make her play like a doppelganger role. So she'll play like a good and evil version of herself. So she's going to play like a Jewish internment camp person. And then she'd also play, a German, a Nazi soldier who's oppressing them, and then it'd be like Ernest Goes to Jail, where the internment.
You just related the Holocaust to Ernest Goes to Jail.
Yeah, so they would capture the Nazi officer and then switch roles, and anyway, we got through. We ended up scrapping that a little bit, and then doing this thing where it's a little complicated. There's this writer. So the character that they gave you was Anthony or Anya Sikuski, and the prop was a map, and then the line of dialogue was, "I don't know why I'm here," and their occupation was a writer. So we decided, okay, we're going to do Anya Sikuski. She's a writer, but she writes about all her friends' lives, like really candidly, and that frustrates them because obviously they don't want their secrets out. So then her husband gets cancer, and so she throws a party celebrating that like her next book is going to be about her husband's cancer. And then everyone goes to this party. Everyone's like really annoyed and bummed to be going to it. But then halfway through it, you find out that her friends staged the party, and her husband doesn't have cancer. They staged the party to be an intervention about her writing her books about them. And then we got like 80% of that script done, and then Eileen stood up and said, like, I don't feel like this is really that funny. And frankly, it's the stuff that you guys do have. Like, one of the street that they live on is Hodgkins Road. Cancer.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. For the listeners who don't know. It's okay, I can say it. My sister had cancer.
See, jokes like that.
Yeah.
Are what you wanted.
But yeah, and then we were also like, our actress, Jamie, like, I don't know if Jamie's agent, she would recommend she not do this script. Like, it's that bad. I was like, okay, well, great. And I just told everyone we're doing the Diary of Anya Frank online. We have to commit to it, though. But, yeah, so we threw that out, and then we did this new thing where it's still like a 4-minute conversation of these friends who were upset with Anya about how they wrote about her, but we just simplified it. So there's not the whole intervention thing or the cancer. It's more just, yeah.
Is it funny?
I hope so. I don't know. It's really different compared to what we usually do.
Does it look good?
I think so.
Yes.
I bet it looks good. Brad shot it.
Did you see the teaser?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
No. You see the teaser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just asking the guy who was there filming it.
Yeah. It's in black and white because I want to do something in black and white, and it's supposed to be a dark comedy. I feel like it's not as dark as it should be.
Yeah, like you were referencing Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Like black and white is.
And the funny, like one of the jokes in there, I'll spoil this one, is she only titled that book because it's a bestseller, so she's just piggybacking. Yeah, because she's a horrible person.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we kept the title, or how we kept the title, because I thought it was, I thought it would be a good.
It's in bad taste for somebody else to use that title. So,
Exactly. Yeah, and I thought it was catchy. So like it would make people go like, "Oh my god, oh they didn't do this terrible thing, did they?"
Yeah.
With dark comedy. Oh, and then they'd find out. They'd be relieved watching it. Like, oh, it's just for this one guy.
It's not really about the Holocaust.
Yeah, but I want
pretty
people to think it is.
Yeah.
Because the Nix brothers also got dark comedy, so I was like hands in the air, like we're done.
Aw.
That's their wheelhouse too. So, and halfway through the night, I was actually going through like season 2 Real Nerd scripts, seeing like which ones I could turn into our own 48-hour film, and it didn't happen. And then we were also like reading through Cirque's Domain, like trying to. Like The Spy with 3 Dicks. Like, could this be a live action thing? Yeah, no.
Cool.
So, yeah, Sunday.
You're in Block
I
B.
probably want to see you
And you got
fuckers
it
there.
You got it in.
Yeah, got it in on time. So it's eligible for awards and stuff. I think we actually might have a shot at like Best Ensemble. Because Adam, Eileen. Oh, wait to see what Eileen did for the movie. It is totally out of character.
Sweet.
All the actors, we just use their names. So all the characters, like Adam is Adam and stuff. So Eileen's Eileen. Yeah, I can't wait to have people see it and see what they think. But yeah,
Cool.
Best Ensemble. The acting between each other is actually really good because we did the script because it's just people sitting around talking. I shot everyone in 3 different angles.
Yeah.
And so we did the script like 40 times, like all the way through, over and over again, and everyone was game for it, same energy, and
Cool.
they got really good at
Saying their lines.
and just keeping the relation, like the rapport going
Yeah.
Very cool.
between each other. So it feels like a natural thing.
I talked to Ed from where I work, and
Yeah, 'cause they did
He did one. He said it turned out pretty good too.
Yeah, well, he's part of Stranger Studios, and he wouldn't tell me all the details of it, but I think I've deduced that it's all animation, and it's 4 different stories in one movie.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really talented guy. He's really excited at our new corporate headquarters. He's getting his own sound booth and things like that, so he has his own little thing. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
Well, congratulations, Brad. I hope it does well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Whatever you want to do first. Fuck you, we're doing box office numbers.
This is the box office stats.
Number 1 movie was Guardians of the Galaxy with
No
$94 million.
But the movie we saw, Get On Up, came in at number 3 at 13.5.
Yep.
So Dancing Lives On. That's a dancing
Yep.
movie, right?
Yeah, there's also a Step Up movie came out this weekend, if you didn't know.
Oh my god, that's right.
So
Wait,
yeah,
I didn't get to the second half of last week's episode. You saw Get Up instead?
No, we didn't really.
Oh.
I'm just doing that joke again because I still think it's funny.
that movie crushed all expectations. Hollywood is projecting it to do $60 million,
Man,
and it destroyed it.
sheesh.
Yeah, I saw
Rightfully
it.
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deserved
Oh
it.
yeah. Did
Whoops,
you
spoiler.
did you see it? Did you
We'll
like
talk
it?
about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I got some shit to say.
Nice.
What are we doing next?
If you haven't seen
Ghost.
Guardians, go see Guardians.
Did your wife know about the cat circus this week?
No, I don't know. I'm sure she does, but she's 9 months pregnant and grumpy right now. So she'll come in. We might still be recording. She'll be like, meh, and she'll go right to bed. And then when she's in
kitties.
bed, I'll be like, hi, honey, how are you? And she'll go, meh. It's been a wonderful couple weeks here.
Tell her about the kitties. The kitties will make it all better.
Are they
Kitties jump
shot?
through
That make me
hoops.
happy.
Playing piano, guitar, jumping off of tight ropes. It's amazing. James, what are you doing? What's the next segment?
In 1985, this is the weekend that Back to the Future came out.
Awesome.
Right? Isn't that cool?
August? Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. What are we doing next? Are we doing... Whoa, spoilers. Spoilers. Are we doing Blu-rays next?
Fuck no, we're doing comic book.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
Okay.
Bears, the comic book.
Brad, it's your week.
Yeah.
Is it my week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a turtle comic we need to read.
Yeah, like if you're somebody who's never read the Turtles, like me, how do you get into the Turtles? Where should you start? What's a good one? Not issue 1.
Well, luckily for you, IDW is republishing all the classic Eastman and Laird comics.
Yeah.
So you can easily get your hands on the iconic first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I just said not the first issue.
I wasn't listening to you.
Okay.
So
So you want another one?
Yeah,
the
like
second one.
I want like a cool. No. Like because they just started that
No.
new series a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
tell us
Like,
a-
is there a really cool story in there?
tell us a cool story that we should pick up.
Cat
Where's that
spurs all over
series
my
really
face.
good?
The new
Just started
series.
Got some pussy hair on you, is what you're saying?
I do.
God damn it!
I was knee deep in pussy when I filmed that cat show. So.
Oh my gosh!
The new idea.
Yeah, the new series.
It's good, but I haven't like. I've been reading it in like the trade paperback form.
Yeah.
And just like burning through it, so I don't retain it as much. But I do like some of the stuff they were doing with like combining the cartoon show with the old comics. Like Krang's in it with the whole android body, but the android body's actually cool and not gay, like in the cartoon. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
oh,
it's
yeah.
So
super
homoerotic
gay.
in the cartoon.
Yeah.
It's so gay. It's
Yeah.
it's so gay. Homosexuals say fag.
And that's horrible.
Yeah, it's like it's more militaristic and stuff. What else? I haven't read much of anything in a long time.
Yeah.
Like I own Saga and I still haven't read it. Can we just talk about the stuff I do know?
Oh, that's why we're talking
Yeah.
about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we told you to pick a story.
So go pick up the original ones.
Okay, if you don't want the first issue, get issue 10, I believe it is. It's in the 1990 movie.
Uh-huh.
It's the inspiration for that whole like antique store burning down. Raphael gets his ass beat.
Okay.
And Shredder shows up in the pretty sure that's it.
Very cool.
Or am I thinking of Return to New York? All right, how about the third Return to New York story where Leonardo is on top of the rooftop fighting the Shredder, and there's a sweet 2-page panel of Leonardo going after the Shredder, and there's this tiny little slit in Shredder's neck that indicates that he got his head lopped off.
Nice.
That's cool.
It's fucking
See, that's
awesome.
what I wanted.
And he's only there because, I think is it 10? No, the first issue he gets blown up, so he comes back because the Foot Clan used these special worms to regenerate his body, like they pieced
Sure.
his body back together. That's why he's back in Return to New York.
Sounds awesome.
I don't feel like you're
But-
being
but-
honest.
I'm being genuine. Like, dude, Worm sounds better than like, I don't know, he's just back now. Like, yeah, that's cool.
But to help the listeners, yeah, the IDW reprints are sweet. They're hardcover.
Some of are in color.
Yeah, some are in color.
And even those issues that well, you probably can't find them that easily, but you might be able to go to Colorado Coins Cars and ask Andrew. He might be able to help you find
He'll
them.
point
Yeah.
you to the right trade with it in it.
There's
sure.
one
Oh, for
where the
sure.
cover says The Unmentionables. It just came out recently. And that original comic, I'd never seen anywhere else other than the issue that I had. So
Wow.
the fact that they reprinted it makes it like more available.
Cool.
And that's a cool one. But a lot of those issues between early ones are a lot of the turtles hanging out on the farm.
Oh yeah.
Forget either dealing with Splinter missing or something. I don't remember. But
Cool.
So we get the early stuff.
Yeah.
From
yeah,
a,
just get the early
sounds
stuff.
from
Black-
from a from
go
a
black
true,
and white.
from a true Turtles fan.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And if you go to Colorado Coins Cars and Comics and you get those trays, you get them 20% off.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Or if you can find some Archie stuff, there's some old Archie Turtles comics that are
Oh,
more
yeah.
in line with the old cartoon that are fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of depends what kind of turtle you want. Do you want the dark and gritty one or the fun Saturday morning cartoon?
Actually, Image did a run of Ninja Turtles in the late '90s. That was
Really?
Eric Larson and yeah,
Eric
No
Larson's
shit.
cool.
they had a Savage Dragon crossover, but it was
That
really
sounds like Image, yeah.
yeah. But the cool thing was, well, at the time it was really jarring because they did these like drastic changes to each of the turtles. Like Leonardo got his hand cut off, Raphael
Shit.
lost an eye, Donatello fell out of a plane, cracked his shell, and then they had to turn him into a cyborg.
Wow.
And I was really into it, and then it ended at issue 23.
Sounds like Image.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like I know fans hated it because it was so like, I think Splinter was dead. Yeah, people were like outcrying like this isn't the Turtles, but I was actually fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to see where this goes.
And it went into the garbage.
Yeah, it went into just abruptly.
Obscurity.
ended.
That's so weird that Image Comics would stop producing a comic and never finish it.
There was this one really sweet cover that was red, and it had like Raphael. Oh yeah, Raphael became the Shredder.
Ooh.
Yeah, he like found the armor and he donned it to like strike fear into criminals. But yeah, there's like this sweet red cover.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Yeah, I think he wore Casey's mask first.
Yeah,
and then he switched to the Shredders.
I do remember those covers being very dynamic.
Yeah, especially that red one. That was awesome. Yeah, and then there's this one where it's like in the sewer and you see the Shredder armor, but it's like wider and stockier than what he should be.
There's a turtle
but it's
in there.
black, like you can't see what's under it.
Right.
It's cool.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Sweet.
Cool.
This is the stuff you should get on Blu-ray next week.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Oh, and then you should also try it. No, just kidding.
Bears. You can get Bears on Blu-ray this week from Disney Nature.
Go watch some bears.
I totally pre-ordered the Godzilla that when you open it roars.
Really?
Yeah.
Season 1 of The Blacklist comes out this week. Did it? You guys never watched this?
That's
did you?
racist.
My
NBC.
dad watched a whole bunch of it, and he seems to like it, but I never gave it a shot. Did you pre-order Hercules, the Blu-ray, Ryan?
I did not.
Okay. Did you pre-order...
Are you going to? It's a Disney movie.
Oh, the Hercules Disney.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
I did, yeah.
Okay. Did you
Are you getting
pre-order...
Tarzan, too?
God damn it. Did you pre-order Tarzan from Disney
No.
on Blu-ray? Okay.
Are you not getting Tarzan?
I will eventually.
Did you pre-order bedsticks and broomsticks and bedrooms?
No.
Breadsticks and
Breadsticks and
Butt
butt knockers? All right. Did anybody...
There is one more that you missed. I did pre-order a 2-movie set of Footloose and Fancy Free and the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Oh, I did miss those.
because everyone loves
I haven't gotten
Mr.
those
Toad's
ever.
Wild
That's
Ride.
right. It's not even the name. It's Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Oh.
But yeah, Footloose and Fancy Free has, of course, the iconic Mickey and the Beanstalk.
There's also... Brad, did you pre-order Assault on Arkham? with
I didn't because
Batman
I'm
in it?
still trying to figure out, like, DC keeps putting out these, like, random animated movies.
Yeah.
I'm, like, waiting for the long Halloween to get animated.
I do know
and then they
Kevin
have this.
Conroy is the voice of Batman in that.
People,
That's always a plus.
People speak very highly.
when we were backstage.
That movie,
did.
the little,
Yeah.
like...
That's a true story.
You're such a badass. The indie movie Locke, starring with Tom Hardy, where like Tom Hardy just drives a car the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah, it got really amazing reviews. So
I
I'm
saw
actually really interested in seeing it.
I'm driving a car now.
I saw
Bane.
I've never seen a trailer for it until I saw it before Under the Skin.
You know what trailer is awesome? Mad Max.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that they are making or that they made a sequel to A Haunted House?
Yeah, it was out for a week.
I don't remember. I didn't.
Came out in April.
Didn't A Haunted House come out in January?
No,
Wasn't that
last
this year?
year. Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
Oh, new Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, they're re-releasing the Toxic Avenger.
It's a goofy movie.
Did you guys see Lloyd Kaufman in Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
Yeah, he's in the prison.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
It's
I don't know
awesome.
that I would recognize his face, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
like,
if I could see him. I'd be like,
Yeah. Anyway. And then there is apparently a movie starring Nicolas Cage called Rage that comes out this week.
Oh, that should be
they've
Cage
horribly
Rage.
photoshopped. Right?
What a
Wouldn't it be-
waste of a title.
Well, and look. They could have at least done that on the cover where it could have just said like Cage up here and then Rage in big red. But no, they totally fucked that up too.
that looks like the Entertainment Weekly that had Jack Bauer on it, and they just put Nicolas Cage's
Yeah.
head on top.
Oh yeah, no, it's a horrible Photoshop. And the tagline is just "The past never stays dead."
Mm.
Did someone kill the past? Just saying.
Remember when Nicolas Cage was in high-profile movies?
Well, at least his hand is all weird in like the Bangkok Dangerous poster.
Oh, you mean like that trailer for Left Behind that came out this week? Yeah, movies like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it. Unless I missed
You
something.
missed Scream Factory's Hotel Hell, which
Oh,
is
okay.
a really cool, goofy slasher film, which I pre-ordered as well.
Cool. I tend to miss a lot of those because there are things like, there was some Grindhouse movie that I think was just called... Actually, I think it was just a compilation of Grindhouse trailers.
I don't know how you miss it. The cover art that they commissioned is sweet. In the movie, I don't know if I want to spoil this part. I guess it's on the cover, so
Do
it doesn't matter. The slasher in it wears a big pig head with a huge chainsaw, and there's a chainsaw fight in it. And so the commissioned art is
Isn't
a
that the
pig with
cover
a
to Your
chainsaw.
Next?
No, the year next is like a wolf or something.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, that's coming out as well.
Cool.
Well, I guess we're doing real news because James is already not paying attention to us and looking on Slash Film.
Yep.
Why'd you go to Hollywood Reporter? Fuck Slash Film.
Or Variety.
You're right. Variety, you got to come through too much shit. Because they talk about like music and shit. I don't give a damn about music.
So you have to comb through a bunch of Bono. Because Bono's a piece of shit.
Yep.
Okay, real news, James. Fuck.
All right.
It's real news.
Guardians or Galaxy Quest 2. Yes? Yes?
Meh.
Yes?
It's not happening. It just says they want a sequel.
I know, but I want to talk about it because yes, right? Yes?
You know,
Come on.
if they, what
Justin
would you
Long's
do?
a little too old now. I'm just saying what stupid trolls on the internet say.
You know what?
I think
fair.
they said everything they had to say in that
fair,
first one.
Fair criticism. I don't know. I really like those characters.
The characters are
I would-
fun.
Yeah, I would.
I think it'd be fun to explore them again.
Terminator Genesis is a dumb title, right?
I already heard that was. I thought that was a name already.
I thought so too. They just announced that it's spelled wrong. That's
Yeah.
all they'd announced this week.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm
and
guessing the corporation's called
they're
Genesis
not-
or something.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the
I
same
know.
fucking title.
But Arnold Schwarzenegger's not like in that movie, right?
He is, yeah.
But he's not like in it a lot, right?
I think he's the star of it.
Better be.
But they're gonna like CG him to not be.
I know Jason Clarke and
Visual, right?
Amelia Clarke from Game of Thrones is in it, and they played John and Sarah Connor. And I'm guessing it takes place over a course of many times, or many years. I would actually like to see I hope that Arnold actually plays maybe some fighter, and that's how they use his likeness to make the Terminator, because he's like John Connor in the future.
Yeah, like they just like killed him and stretched his skin over a robot.
yeah
All right, cool.
Like it should have been in Salvation.
yeah exactly.
Yes, exactly. Like Salvation should have ended.
Yep.
My God, that movie should have been good.
Still fun.
And then the last thing, and the thing I think is the biggest news, is that they moved the date for Superman versus Batman versus the Public, which is only interesting. They moved it up, which is only interesting because like Marvel went to bat on this one and picked that same date for Captain America 3, and then was like, nope, fuck you, this is our date, you move. And like totally stared them down for a while, and they moved because they know like they can't fight that.
I would have thought it'd been really interesting if they did come out the same week.
I know it was,
It'd been
it was
really
super
with-
ballsy.
with-
Wait, go back. So, Batman and Superman versus the Public was April, right? And also
no,
Captain
they
America?
were both
May 16th.
Yeah,
May
they were both
6th.
May 6th, something like that. Yeah,
And then-
early in May.
And then Superman
And I think that Superman Batman was first. Like I think that
They were.
I think they dropped out on that date, even though that's like Marvel weekend sort of. And then
They stepped in with Captain America 3.
Captain America was like, nope, that's ours.
So
That's
that was
our week.
May.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
then
then they went to April.
they moved forward to April.
No, it's March, I think.
Well, now
Or
it's March.
Yeah.
March 16th, I think it comes out.
So there isn't 3 moves, it's just 2.
Yeah, no, it's just one. It's just one. So they moved as soon as they moved Captain America to that same date, and there were a couple of weeks there where those movies were coming out on the same day, and then this week they moved forward 2 months, to March.
Well, actually, they did move twice, because originally it was supposed to come out July 2015, and then they moved it to
Oh,
May
that's right.
2016.
Yeah,
Now they moved it back to
you're
March.
right. I forgot about way back then.
But I see the strategy behind both. I think it would have been interesting if both movies did not move.
It was never going to happen.
But could you imagine if there was a box office where both movies made over $150 million its
would-
opening weekend?
It would feel like
Because-
like a joke marquee from an '80s movie, right?
Because-
Like where there were two movies and they wanted them both to be like big hitters. Like I wouldn't have believed it.
Because people like us, we'd get one for the early show at the Alamo, then we'd just get for one for the next one.
Right? Yeah. Like
And I think that'd be a fun day.
yeah. It would be interesting to see how that split the market.
But
At the same time, March, though, I feel like that's the dumping ground for, like, we're not confident in this movie.
No. March is coming back because March is when they dump like the Hunger Games movies and stuff like that. They found that there's that window in mid-March,
just like Cap this year.
Yeah, just like
well,
Cap this year.
Cap was like the beginning of April,
Early
but they
April, but
realized
still.
that there's this huge gap, and then the box office actually suffered this year because in 3 consecutive weeks in May you had huge blockbusters, which, I mean, you're saying they suffered. They all made over $200 million, but I mean,
Right. But if they were spread out, could they have
Yeah.
made 250 or 300?
Exactly. So
Right.
we'll
Yeah,
see.
as long as you got a good movie, I think you can
Oh yeah.
debut at any time of the year.
And that's was the article in the Hollywood Reporter said that. They said, if you put out a good movie, people will go to the movie theaters to see it, like Captain America, the Fast and Furious.
Well,
the Hunger
or
Games.
I would argue if you put out a movie with a good trailer, people will go out and see it. Because not
I
everybody.
don't know. Transformers wasn't a good trailer. How is
It's big and bombastic. I don't know.
I don't know how that movie makes money.
Yeah, people want stuff that's big and blows up.
I guess.
But like even the movie we saw tonight, like I didn't think the trailer was very good, but there were people behind me who were talking about how much they liked the trailer.
Oh yeah.
And that's independent of my opinion of the movie. I'm just saying like now looking back at the trailer, I still kind of feel like movie doesn't really do, or the trailer doesn't really do
I
the
think
movie
the trailer
service.
for Ninja Turtles was really sloppy.
Yeah, and yet I was still listening to people behind me be like, "Oh man, that trailer's really cool! Like, I want to see that Ninja Turtle movie." And I was like, "Okay."
I know. For some reason, I didn't have a very good pulse on the movie this week.
Yeah. Whereas like Mad Max Fury Road, that movie could be complete dog shit, but I will see that opening day. Like, my God, that trailer is awesome.
Because you weren't planning on seeing it opening day?
I was still planning on seeing it opening day. I'm just saying, like,
Hypothetically.
yeah. Oh my God, that trailer for the Maze Runner, I will see that opening. Actually, we probably won't see that movie, so I probably won't see that opening day. But still,
Probably. I don't know. There's like this weird dead area
Oh yeah,
coming up. Yeah.
yeah. It happens this time of year.
Cool.
Anyway, unless I missed anything,
I don't think so.
I mean they're gonna make more Lego.
Well, they
movies,
did
but-
announce 9 other DC movies.
Did they really? I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
They announced dates. They didn't tell us what.
Yeah, they didn't say what the movies are, but they announced the dates.
Do
for
they think
them.
that's a marketing? Like, do they think that people get excited for Marvel movies because like Marvel's sitting around going like, we're gonna make a movie in 2020? Like, no, that's not the reason people like Marvel movies. Is because like they're so planned out.
People lose their shit when they get like cell phone footage of Ben Affleck on set as
know,
Bruce
right?
Wayne.
That's so funny.
Like, oh, he's wearing a shirt.
Is there any way?
Good for him.
Is there any way that movie lives up to? I think that movie's going to have to surprise people because I think there's
I think
this
it's
weird.
going to, but I don't-
I think there's this weird conglomerate of people that want it to fail.
Dicks.
Because I mean, even in Comic-Con, he wouldn't let Affleck or Cavill take any questions when they showed up. They're just like, "Oh, here they are. They're waving." Because the
There
fanboys would be, you fuck Affleck, even though they've never seen him play Batman.
Or
Yeah.
is Mortal Kombat gonna cross over with Batman and Superman in the movies?
That's awesome. It's not Superman cross Batman. It's Superman v Batman.
No, it's Batman v Superman. Come on.
Whatever.
MKX.
I don't believe that movie's gonna be like I. It's not that I don't believe that movie's gonna be good. It's that I think that movie's got a lot to tackle, and they keep throwing more shit into it.
That'd be
Like it
interesting.
just seems like a. I love the idea, like that little bit of footage that we
Zack
got.
Snyder made
sneak-
Watchmen work.
Yeah, he did. And the little bit of footage that they that leaked out of Comic-Con of like, sort of seems like Batman is going into Metropolis like, you motherfucker, you killed all those people. I'm gonna come get you. Like that seems like a cool idea for a movie. But yeah, you start dropping in these other characters and I don't know,
The
it
only
just
one I
seems-
don't see how they fit in is Aquaman. How the fuck does he fit into the movie?
dude.
Unless
I
they're
don't
taking
know.
the Dark Knight and they're using the mutants in the Dark Knight Returns from Atlantis, or I don't know what they're doing.
Unless Brainiac shows up and he just starts dropping superheroes onto the planet, like yeah.
Or I guess you're
I'd see
just
that movie.
yeah, or maybe just gonna accept a world where all these superheroes are part of the world, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I want a movie where Brainiac is like he's more like the aliens from Explorers, Like they're just kids who have run away with their collection of monsters from across the galaxy, and they're drunk bastards. And like Brainiac just shows up and he's like, I'm gonna drop all these superheroes on your planet, and he just thinks it's funny. I'd see that movie.
Yeah.
It's not the movie we're getting.
Nope.
Anyway, that's news.
Cool. This is the stuff we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Yeah, this week I watch a lot of dumb shit. I watched a movie called The Possession, which is about a Dybbuk box, which is a Jewish, basically a box that holds a demon inside of it. It's produced by Sam Raimi.
Cool.
Speaking of The Watchmen, Jeffrey Morgan Dean plays the lead in it.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Dean Morgan, whatever the fuck his name is. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing with these possession movies is they're all like the same. They hit all the familiar beats. It only starts getting really interesting towards the end. I mean, the characters are really good in it. Like, you like the kids in it, and you feel sorry for the little girl as she's getting possessed by this demon that's in the box. And I mean, there's some great shots in it, but overall, it follows the same familiar beat as an innocent person is possessed by a demon, and then they have to exorcise the demon, and then no one believes the girl until it's too late, and they try to make the little girl scary by making her eyes blackened and things like that. It's just, it's not a bad made movie. It's just, oh, here's another one. And I the horror genre goes through lots of fads. And right now, I think hopefully the paranormal fad is going away, and possession stuff. So it was all right. I mean, it's one of those movies I got a long time ago when Blockbuster was going out of business and they had dollar Blu-rays.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, who cares? It's a Sam Raimi produced movie. He has a pretty good taste on horror stuff. So, and there's worse movies for sure.
Was it not as good as what was Scott Derrickson?
No, it wasn't. Because the cool thing about the Deliver Us from Evil is it had a nice like cop part to it, and it was shot really well. This movie was
the movie's gorgeous.
Not quite. I also watched the Final Destination 5, which is the last Final Destination I had to see. Again, is another one.
Which one is it? Is it the roller coaster one?
No, that's a suspension bridge one. The roller coaster's 3.
Yeah.
Again, another movie I got for $1 on Blu-ray when Blockbuster went out of business.
So which one's 4? What happens in 4?
I think that's the racetrack one.
Oh, that's right.
And this one's actually not too bad. The suspension bridge part's pretty cool. But again, these movies, the only thing that's annoying about them, besides the first one was pretty clever, and the second one wasn't too bad.
And the second one's fun just because the deaths are so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like Saw without the Saw characters in it, where you have the story that it's people that escape death. One guy has a premonition, then everybody, it's like setting pieces constantly. And
yeah, you'd think that they could find a way to tell that same story and have like death come after people without necessarily having it hit those exact same beats.
Yeah. I mean, the only cool part that I actually kind of enjoyed was at the end, the kids think they figure out that if you kill somebody, then you can cheat death. You basically take their essence.
Yeah.
And so there's a stupid part where one of the guys tries to kill the other guy, and the one guy kills him protecting his girlfriend. And so, that's like a cheap way out of it. But the ending is actually the beginning of the first Final Destination. So those kids get on the airplane, and the guys at the beginning, the main characters, and they die anyways on that airplane that blows up in the first Final Destination. So it's like it comes full circle. So there's no way to escape death. And the ending scene where they on the airplane is pretty terrifying. They do a pretty good job of showing what happens. Like the girl gets sucked out and she gets sawed in half by the rear stabilizer. So right on.
Sheesh.
And the last thing I watched is a Scream Factory movie. A movie that has been never released on Blu-ray or DVD. It stars Jack Palance and Martin Landau.
Whoa.
And it's called Without Warning. And it's about an alien who's played by Kevin Peter Hall, who played the Predator. And it's a really cheesy alien costume, and he throws these little discs of vampires things that suck blood out of people.
Wait, are they little vampires?
No, they're like these little... How do I describe
they're like little discs that suck the
they're like living organisms. They basically look like huggers from Alien.
Yeah,
but they're little discs that he throws, and they latch on people, and they suck their blood.
They're like disc leeches.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. The movie is super cheesy, but oddly entertaining because it's so cheesy.
I was picturing like a frisbee with tiny little vampires sitting on it.
Basically. And it's really cool because they do lots of shots of the discs coming right at you, and you see the string. But I don't know if because the Blu-ray actually looks really good, so I don't know if you can see the strings because the Blu-ray
Like
Looks
with
good.
like when we were talking about Jaws last week, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a Scream Factory. They do a really great job restoring these movies. I didn't know Jack Palance was in it. Yeah, it's cheesy, but cheesy in a way it's watchable. And that's what I watched this week. Brad, what'd you watch this week? Wake up, motherfucker.
Sorry. What did I watch this week? I was rewatching The League for a bit,
Nice.
and then I went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice. You saw an IMAX 3D too, didn't you?
I saw it in IMAX 3D. Well,
Wow.
half IMAX because it was the Highlands Ranch one.
But
Yeah,
what
but
made
then-
you decide to see it like that?
Time.
Oh,
Is
because
the
that's
only
not
showing
that's usually
available?
not something you do.
No, but it was post 48 hour, and I was like, well, I don't know when else I'm going to get to see it before the next show.
Mhm.
So IMAX 3D it is, and holy shit, was it good?
Really?
Yes, it's like
the movie or the IMAX 3D? Or both?
Both. Well, there's a caveat to the movie and the plot. I did fall asleep like 3 times, not because it was boring, but because
But because it was at the end of the 48
it was the end of the
hour
48
film,
hour.
yeah.
So like I'm sitting there watching like green screen, all audiences accompany whatever, and then next thing I know, there's this kid screaming, and his dad's trying to control him.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I'm like,
you fell
what's going
asleep-
on? Why is this kid being upset? Oh, it's in the movie, and then there's a spaceship, and you're like, oh, okay. I guess his mom had cancer, and that's his backstory. Okay, and then later on, like, it's towards the end, and they're battling on that planet, and then next thing I know, Groot's disintegrated, and Rocket Raccoon's crying about it, and yeah,
And
So-
Drax is petting him.
yeah,
Aw.
yeah. So I gotta go see it again, but. The IMAX 3D, goddamn! I was like, I was there. I was in that planet when Star-Lord's walking around grooving.
You made me see that in IMAX 3D.
Yeah, that makes me, man.
Yeah.
I wish the Alamo had one.
I saw Spider-Man in IMAX 3D, and it was pretty fucking amazing too. And it's getting to the point I think where 3D is it's still a little,
Yeah.
add on, but if they do it right, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, towards the end of the movie, I didn't notice the 3D as much actually, but that opening sequence was just like, because they have like the title so far away from the background,
Mhm.
it's just like everything's floating and
Oh, sweet.
yeah, it was
God
just.
damn it.
I'm gonna go see that
felt
Sunday,
like,
I think.
It felt like I was encompassed 360 degrees, even though 180 of it was in front of me.
Wow.
So, and that was only half IMAX because
Wow.
the
Yeah.
proper way would be to go to Colorado Center Stadium one, and
Yeah.
the movie itself was tons of fun. I mean, it's like the Dark World where there's just this dickhead who's trying to like ruin everyone's day.
Well, he
and
has
his friend.
motivation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I would agree.
It's,
like
it's not like a personal grudge or like
No.
commerce or
we just hates
or
those people.
trade violations.
Yeah.
Huh? He just hates
No.
everybody.
No, he doesn't like that there was a peace treaty with his people. He thought they gave up too much of their.
Yeah, but it's still not like he's not mad because
Well,
somebody
his-
killed his wife.
Well, yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
his-
that's all. That's
He's an
right.
asshole. Is basically what he is.
And
Yeah.
he's definitely I would agree. He is very much like what's his name from the Dark World, like Malekith.
Malekith, yeah.
Man.
But this is it's funny that you say this. My dad never goes sees movies in theaters ever. The last movie he saw in theaters was Toy Story 3 because he loves Toy Stories. And my stepbrother Jordan works part-time at the Mills movie theater, and he called my dad and he says, hey, we're going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy at 11 a.m. Do you want to go see it? And my dad loves Star Wars. And he said, oh, I guess, it's a space movie. And my dad was telling me today how much he fucking loved the movie, and he loved the little raccoon, and he's like, it was funny, and, the action was great. I loved the characters in it. I said, isn't my dad seen a comic book movie? So that's, I think, a testament to how much fun the movie is, too,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that my dad would get out of his house and go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon, like, I loved, like, you wouldn't think he'd have a lot of depth, but that whole thing where he's like this genetically engineered creature, he doesn't really understand what a raccoon is. It's like, it's almost like he's a disembodied spirit in a raccoon's body.
Yeah.
And like, there's like those little cutaways to where Peter Krill's like watching those scars and the implants on his back.
Yeah, and he even says at one point, like, I didn't ask to be this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm here.
He has that
He's
emotional
like, "Aw,
breakdown,
man."
and Drax is cool because like you think an MMA fighter is like probably gonna be a terrible actor, but the way he plays the whole like doesn't get jokes
Oh yeah.
thing is fantastic. Yeah, obviously Peter Quill's really funny.
I love the scene too with John C. Reilly and Drax at the end. He says, "What if I rip somebody's spine out? That's murder.
Still
That's
murder."
pretty much the worst thing you can do."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lots of fun, and also like all the stuff going on, like all the like production design of like all these weird alien things. Just the production design is just so bizarre and elaborate, and like stuff you don't. The fact that like what is it? One of the set pieces is this floating, like gigantic floating skull.
That's from the comics.
That's from the comics.
That's a real place. Yeah, Nowhere is a real place in the comics.
Yeah,
But still looks gorgeous. Like I'm not
yeah.
not to take anything away from the set design, but
It's not just like going to planets. It's like all these just bizarre worlds and
or the-
creatures, like all the weird fish and stuff. And
yeah. Or just the fact that like they go to that jail and it was very reminiscent of the cantina scene from Star Wars, right? Where there's just like so many different aliens and a lot of them are really cool and like they've got a little character to them. So like I will remember the woman who's like sitting there crying and talking to like somebody over the phone and things like that, where you feel like it's lived in space. It's just cool, for sure.
The only thing I didn't get was when Quill jumps out of his like pod into space to get Gamora, and he just doesn't instantly freeze.
Yeah, you don't know until
you don't actually instantly freeze. But
you don't know until later that he's not really all human.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
but you have like
there's hints.
3 to 4 seconds in space before you will actually die.
Yeah, but
and you won't die from the cold because the heat only transfers so fast. Anyway, the movie Sunshine gets it totally right. So if you remember, like he covers himself up with that blanket.
part of that movie just looks cool, so I don't care.
Yeah, just saying. The movie that doesn't get it right is Mission to Mars. When Tim Robbins takes off his helmet and he's like, ah, and then he turns into ice and like shatters. Dumb.
Yeah, the movie does. Total Recall. That freaked me out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When his eyeballs are like.
I was just still thinking.
What else
about
you
the
watch,
Peter
Brad?
Cushing.
Or anything else about Guardians?
No, I got to see it again to see all the stuff I missed,
No.
which isn't too hard.
When else did you fall asleep? Was there anything you were like confused by? Because you know.
No, I think I pieced it together. I mean, I saw like the finale, so I'm like, oh, yeah, well, they probably fought, and obviously the good guys are going to win. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I would like to see how those dots connected, and also like what happened before.
Yeah.
With his dying mom.
It's a good
Oh,
scene.
yeah, it's a great
It's a really
scene.
good scene.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll see it again.
Did you stay through the credits?
Oh, yeah, so I did. And I'm like, so are they teasing that they're actually going to make a CGI Howard the Duck movie?
Yeah, me and
they're not.
James were like arguing about that the whole time.
No.
They should.
They should.
Why
not? Like, they just whip their dick out with Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, they can get away with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they couldn't do it.
Well, me and James were talking that they should do like a team up. It should be like Howard the Duck and somebody else.
Howard the Duck and the Avenger. Howard the Duck and Iron Man.
Oh, dude, if Howard the
It's
Duck
like-
helps the Avengers
no. Howard
and
the
then gets ripped in half by Ultron.
Howard the Duck. It's a story of young Tony Stark, and Howard the Duck comes down to help him hit on chicks. Howard the Duck like teaches him how to hit on chicks. It's like Crazy Stupid Love, but with Howard the Duck and Tony Stark,
Yeah.
and still Emma Stone.
Yes.
I'd see that movie.
And
Is that
if
it?
they have a dance scene at the end. Howard the Duck.
Or Leah Thompson in her
Yes,
underwear.
Leah Thompson just shows up and like,
In her underwear.
okay,
Yeah.
You've seen Howard the Duck, right?
no, I've never seen.
You've
never seen Howard the Duck?
You need to
No.
put that on your list.
Yeah,
I
really.
don't know if it's a list of shame. It's
I was
a list
gonna
of,
say like a Mary Poppins and Howard the Duck.
Dude, Howard the Duck's awesome. Fuck you guys.
Well, you know what? He's right. There is a midget in a duck costume, so you do have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Leah
the-
Thompson in her underwear.
And the DVD is
That's
in
Tim
a
Robbins.
white
You like it.
case.
Couldn't I just watch like
I-
Cocktail or
No, I like. Is she?
It's Elizabeth Shue in Cocktail.
which one's she? All the Right Moves. She's in All the Right Moves. What
no,
is
like
Tom?
it's an animatronic duck, And then Jeffrey Jones turns into like some weird monster at the end.
Yep. As Jeffrey Jones is known
And
to do.
sold.
Yep.
Cool.
And he's looking at, remember he's looking at Play Duck at the beginning?
Yep.
Oh,
And there's
yeah.
duck tits in the beginning.
Yep.
And sold. Oh. My goodness.
Do you know Disney sued Marvel
Mm.
for Howard the Duck because he looked like Donald the Duck? I'm like, you better put pants on that duck. True story.
Yep. Yep. Is that it? Is that all you saw?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
No. If you think of anything, I
Okay.
honestly didn't really watch anything this week. I've been watching a lot of It's Always Sunny, but between work and family being in town, I didn't. Though I did get a chance there. I don't know if I talked about this, but one of the problems with Nickelodeon taking all of Legend of Korra and putting it online was that their website is fucking garbage, and they didn't organize the episodes in a way you could find them. So it was like, you know, they were like in a grid on their site, and they weren't in order. So you couldn't. But by the time they actually launched a new episode, they redid the site. So
Why did they put it online?
they haven't said anything. But while they don't want the fans to freak out, they're probably canceling that show, which is stupid because it's still really
But why
good.
wouldn't they just burn it out on TV?
Because they already made them all. And they do know that they have a lot of fans online, and you know, because there's a lot of, I think the bulk of that the fans of that show are probably like
Your age?
older. I don't know if they're necessarily my age, but like, and it's crazy because they show The Last Airbender like constantly in syndication. So they clearly know that like there are a lot of kids who like that show. So I don't know why they always cancel. I think it's just because it's probably too expensive. Because it's, you know, hand-drawn animation. Yes, it's made in like Korea or someplace like that.
We are slaves.
Yeah, right. Like they're making it for crazy cheap, but at the same time, it's still hand-drawn animation and it's gorgeous, so it takes a long time. So it's probably expensive. But I don't know. It's a shame. The show's still good, even watching it online. So
We'll take your word for it.
you shouldn't. You should read the book, like LeVar Burton would say,
Sure.
because you said, don't take my word for it. You know.
Whatever you say, James.
Anyway, that's what I've been watching.
Cool. Oh, we got to the part of the show everyone's been waiting for. I'm going to get to Brad last.
The end.
We'll get to Brad last.
Yep.
James, should people go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
This movie's not great, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. Exposition's garbage. Megan Fox kind of phones it in, and the CG isn't complete, but I think it's decent. It's fun. I don't want to necessarily say go spend money on it, but if you saw it at a matinee and you thought the trailer was cool, sure, go have some fun.
I would say it's a rental. There is fun to be had in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
There's fun to be had in the movie for sure. There's a lot of things I did not like about it. I thought some of the exposition was clumsy.
Oh my god.
Especially the climax
Oh my god.
where they're rehashing Amazing Spider-Man. And I don't know. There's just we'll get to in a second because who cares what I think about the movie?
If you rent it, you won't be able to tell how bad the CG gets sometimes.
Maybe. Brad, should people go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I'm on pins and needles.
I've been trying to, ever since yesterday, figure out how to articulate this. This movie is written from the perspective of if you ask someone to describe the Ninja Turtles, but they never grew up with it, or watch it now in its current incarnation, and they're teenagers themselves.
Okay.
So that's you hated the movie.
I did not like it. It's not an abomination, but it's not fun either. It's pretty dull and boring and uninspired. So
Here's a trailer for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Surveillance is showing heavy Foot Clan activity.
We're taking hostages.
Let's rock and roll. Go!
This is our city. That's what I'm talking about. Like shadows in the night, completely unseen.
Who's that? Look, he's doing his Batman voice.
Back off, rat! Do not say a word about this to anyone. If you do, we will find you.
Yeah, we'll find you. I'm sorry, that came across super creepy, okay? We will find you, though.
My sons, I have trained you your whole lives to protect the city above. But I fear you are not ready for its greatest threat.
We're taking your armor to the next level.
Shredder.
Sensei, you must stop Shredder. Together, you are stronger than he can ever be.
Let's go save my brothers. Come on!
Four turtles, one's fighting a robot samurai.
Why not? So they're aliens?
No, that's stupid. They're turtles.
Is there anything else we should know about them?
They're ninjas.
I would definitely agree with uninspired.
When
And
you
I would
have all the
probably
tools
agree with
we
dull.
have, probably agree with dull.
Yeah, like I wasn't bored, but I definitely agree with uninspired. Seems like a lot of stuff I've seen before. Because even Ryan hit it on the head. Like the end of the movie is the end of Amazing Spider-Man. Like,
it's literally a guy who's trying to infect everybody, and then there's a single cure. But
and it all takes place on a.
There's some things I don't mind in the movie. I don't mind that the Foot Clan. I know it's totally going against what's come before. I don't mind that the Foot Clan is now like
they're like a SWAT team
terrorist kind of people.
Yeah,
I get that. The part I really had problems with, even with the posters and stuff, is you're taking the Ninja Turtles and you're making them superheroes, which is fine. But I was never sold on it. I mean, especially because like Raph is like roided up. He looks like Bane.
Yeah, he's like pushing containers around and like
he looks like Bane from like cartoons or when he's breaking Batman's back. He's just totally roided up.
Because it's more ninja-y than I think the trailers make it out to be, but it's not really ninja-y because of what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like they have these fights where they're like bulletproof and they do all this crazy stuff, and the action scenes are pretty cool. Like I think they're entertaining, but they're not necessarily like cool ninja action either.
Yeah, I think this movie would have been more successful if they just went full CGI, like because the CGI doesn't blend well with the live action in this movie. But it's detailed enough that it's interesting. So if it had just been like a more elaborate version of like the 2007 movie,
like Beowulf,
might have been better. But can we just go chronologically through the movie of where like because the pacing is the same throughout the whole movie. Like there's no downtime. There's no.
I don't know.
I think it takes a while to get started.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Megan Fox. I am bored as shit. Like,
well, the first lazy thing is they do the whole origin story as a comic book After Effects graphics thing,
which looks exactly like any of the cutscenes from Infamous. And it's just
it's all exposition. Like here, we're just going to explain what you already know. So I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to explain if you're going to redo the story for the uninitiated, then you need to make this movie kind of a reboot. So you need to do character development, and I feel like this movie has none of that. It's just like, here's a character, accept it.
I think you're right. I think they take for granted that you know who the Ninja Turtles are.
And at the same time, they tell you, like, here's where they came from. Like,
twice.
If you're gonna,
yeah,
so
that's the problem I have.
Forget the origin story. Just go into the characters, and then which gives them more time to like have a personality, which they don't. Like, yeah, they do have a personality because they're like wisecracking turtles, but like I never felt connected to any of them like I have in the past.
Yeah, I actually my favorite turtle in this one was Michelangelo. I really liked his
Yeah.
lovelorn kind of goofy guy in it.
Yeah, and I felt like they drew that balance really like a lot better than I think any of the other movies did. Right, like he was goofy, but he was goofy in a sort of palatable way, where it felt real. Like it didn't feel like it was written for a cartoon show. It just felt like, oh, okay, he's sort of the wisecracking guy. I liked Raphael actually a lot. Like I think, well, not a lot, but I thought he was interesting, and I think there was potential for that. But my problem, like. Yeah, they started off with that intro, and I thought, like, oh, cool. Like, they're going to tell everybody this, and then they're just going to have a movie where there's giant turtles in it. And then they dig into so much of the bullshit backstory and tie it all together and, like, make April O'Neil into this, like, goddess of Ninja Turtles lore. And I'm like, fucking A, like, I don't give a shit. Like, why can't she just be hey, I'm the chick who's here, and like
there's no
help
mystery
out.
or wonder in
No.
discovering who they are. Like
No.
she's in the subway and then she sees them on the rooftop and they're like all of a sudden, oh right, like half of my life I was taking care of 4 turtles and a rat. What a coincidence! Yeah. And she has to go to her apartment to make sure that she's not like
and then she has
misremembering
the
it.
Oh my
Sony like Leonardo
Mini DV,
tape. She just
the
filmed.
worst piece of exposition I think I've seen in a year and a half when she like says that monologue of these were my turtles and I raised, and then there's that dumb joke where the roommate's like, I need to move. But when it was over, I was like, that's one of the worst lines of dialogue I've heard all year. Like every piece of exposition that comes out of Megan Fox's mouth is absolute dog shit, and it's not entirely her fault.
I don't think it's her fault.
I mean,
because
I think it's the writing is the worst part of the movie.
Because the writing's not good.
Yeah.
When it doesn't involve I think the turtles are cool. I don't mind that when the turtles are hanging out with each other, having fun. And also, too, I don't like Splinter in it. I think he looks like creepy.
Yeah, he's animated terribly.
He looks creepy. He looks like too much like a real rat. I know that sounds weird, but like
yeah, like he's got the nose of a real rat. I think his fight scene's pretty cool. Like when he's fighting those 4 dudes and he's like using his tail and pulling them over and stuff like that. I thought that scene was really cool.
Yeah, that's fine. But then when he fought the Shredder, then it's watching, a CGI cartoon movie.
Yeah.
And
Splinter's voice is not right.
Yeah, the voices, like every time I heard Knoxville or Tony Shalhoub voice their characters, all I could think of was like their human counterpart.
Yeah.
Like they never blended into the actual characters themselves.
Yeah.
And then
because they're not voice actors, if I'm completely honest. Like,
yeah, Knoxville doesn't even try to hide his southern accent.
They should have gone and got like Troy Baker or Norland North or like people who are actually talented. But that's getting onto a whole, I hate the way Hollywood uses voice actors thing. But
and then you also have this bigger budget, and all of New York basically, other than the wide shots, is just like that Times Square area with the Saks Tower.
Yeah.
Like, and then we go all the way clear across to like, I guess, northern New York, where it's like fully snowed in and to this estate. And there's a sewer system that Donnie has completely mapped out. And there's conveniently a sewer cap at the end of where the semi crashes. And then they just slide through the sewers. Like, I guess the sewers from the mountains are always pointed downhill so they can slide their way.
But like, here's the thing. That's not what, like, the convenience of how you get the Ninja Turtles from point A to point B is not what's wrong with the movie. Like, it's dumb and it takes you out of the movie, but if the plot and the characters were more interesting, generally, like, look, we just talked about a movie where, oh my god, convenience and getting characters from one place to the other and all that stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy, it's all over the place. That movie, if it weren't as funny as it is, would be a mess. But it's also it's a tighter script and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, you would forgive that if it weren't for the fact that they don't develop the characters well, don't keep you invested in those characters, and don't come up with good like reasons for the action scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean, as you go along, we'll go chronologically too. So she meets the turtles, and then she has that huge, horrible exposition, and then so the turtles are captured by the Shredder. And they're taken back because he wants their blood. Doesn't Splinter have the same blood? So can he just take Splinter?
I know. That one did.
And
bug
Shredder
me.
fights Raphael and then just doesn't kill Raphael.
And he just walks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's weird parts. And then, they're in
And it's too bad because like they were building that up in a way where I was like, cool, this is when there's going to be some ass kicking, like, and then they just totally missed that beat. Megan Fox fumbles figuring out how to get those guys out of the thing.
Well, no, that's the part I was going to get to when they're being they're in their
they have to have
containers.
blood drain,
yeah,
and then just adrenaline fixes it.
I know,
Laura.
Where does
no?
Why do they have adrenaline anyways?
Yeah,
and she literally says, "Donnie, what do I do?" Adrenaline, and she runs over to a computer screen and goes, like pushes the computer screen a bunch of times,
like fist mashes the screen.
The
Yeah.
end result was funny when they all busted out and they're all hyper and getting ready to go,
like they're on cocaine.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke for kids.
Yeah.
But also, so there are these brute strength monsters basically, and like they couldn't just break out of that shit before.
No, dude, Raphael just jumped out of the side of a van beforehand.
I know he ripped through a van just like touching it,
like tissue paper.
Yeah, like tissue paper.
I mean, like I said, there was fun to be had. I did like there's parts of that scene where they're going down the side of the mountain I thought was really entertaining.
But the whole semi, like, there's a whole shot of, like, they're having a conversation.
Gosh.
The semi's just swinging back and forth over him, like,
And
almost the director's, like, saying, like, look how cool and clever I am with this shot. It's like, no.
Here's the thing.
This is
the worst
stupid.
CGI in the movie, too. Like, that trailer swinging back and forth looks like hot garbage. Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. But
so took me out of that
But then you
scene.
get the scene where Roth hits the side of the Hummer, and I thought it looked really good.
And it's a really cool, like, Ninja Turtles working together. You know, like, he even says the thing, like, hey, do your flippy, he calls it, he's got some silly name for it. And, like, he catapults the other one towards him, and he makes a ball. And it's a case where they're using the fact that they're turtles to, like, be more effective. And it's teamwork and all that stuff. Whatever. It's, so it's a cool little thing in the movie. It's a gorgeous shot, but then I don't know. Then they go right back to a whole bunch of way too quick bad CG.
And
the one inspired thing I thought about the movie was the fact that when Shredder throws his blades out and then he activates the magnet so they all come back, that was cool. That was like the one cool thing.
Then the turtles are fighting Shredder on top of a rooftop again, which is fine. But then there's a canister of bad gas in a spire that falls over.
So they stop the countdown, and then they're like, one of them even points out, like, well, we stopped the countdown, but we got to stop the canister, too, because if it breaks open, then we did. And then they don't stop the canister. It just disappears from the movie.
Well, Leonardo also said, we only have 50 seconds. One, I don't know how he knew how much time was left, because they were never near there, but it was way longer than 50 seconds for Donatello to go.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It just, there's fun to be had in the movie.
The Shredder has the mutagen, which they're trying to get so they can give it to Splinter because they don't have other options.
She says it's the only one,
yeah,
and it breaks, and then the next scene is like, oh, Splinter's okay.
And the Shredder falls on it, it cracks open, you see it right next to him, broken, and then the next scene is Splinter waking up and he's okay.
You know there's a deleted scene where she's like, dude, I was lying. I got so many vials of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on.
Or any one of the turtles could just transfuse their blood into Splinter.
This is true, too. Yeah, or we could just give him adrenaline and it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Like I said, there's fun to be had in the movie. Even the part where they're like falling and the spire's falling is pretty funny. And then Roth has that great speech of...
Well, I thought that was like a shoehorn, like, oh, right, this movie needs some heart, so throw that in there real quick.
Yeah, I think he goes a little bit over. But
it does,
sorry, yeah.
but I mean, it's still fun, because they get to the end and he doesn't even realize it. And I like those interactions with the turtles were fun.
When they introduce him and like the one guy starts talking and you hear Donatello go like, oh, or Michelangelo go like, oh, he's using his Batman voice. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I get the tone of these characters. Like I think there are definitely jokes that they drop that aren't very good, but overall, I think that the four of them are fun to be around. They're just wrapped inside of a movie that's kind of lame.
Wasn't it weird too when Will Arnett's like Stark or what's his name, Spark? What's the Sax, and he shoots him, and then you don't know what happens. Like, did he really just shoot him? And then the next scene is like, I got shot in the arm.
I don't remember what did happen to Sax.
He hits Sax with a
microscope.
Like bam.
Yeah, so he just knocked him out.
Yeah,
he didn't come back.
No.
Yeah, it just went to the Shredder, right?
Yeah.
They cut away, and then like
so. Karai is a real character from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
She's the ninja girl.
Yeah.
Did she just die in one of the Humvees?
No, she was in that Hummer that got hit by Raphael.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped. And then they showed like a quick shot of her inside, like, huh?
No, doesn't it get like crushed into a tree?
Yeah, but they show a shot of her inside of it, like really quick.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Like
It
she was
seems like
okay,
there's-
or like she was about to get crushed.
She was okay. I
Oh,
think
okay.
there's
Yeah.
is maybe 10, 15 minutes deleted from this movie.
Yeah, there's like
Probably.
all these main characters just disappear from the movie.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Sax. I feel like the Shredder is more of a henchman for Sax than
Yeah.
Sax was for the Shredder. But yeah, Sax just gets hit with a microscope and it's over.
And the Shredder, yeah, I don't like that Shredder suit. Way too many knives. Not enough. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't feel physical enough. He
Yeah.
doesn't feel like a samurai.
And for a guy who's been like doing crime in the city for like 20 years, for like us to not see prior to that suit, that was like disappointing.
Yeah.
like because they made it seem like, oh, this is an upgrade, but we didn't see what the original was.
I would have rather they go and get like the Silver Samurai design from the Wolverine movie.
Yeah, or
and like just
something.
have it be a straight. It's a big samurai mech suit.
Yeah, because to me, the Shredder is a guy who wears like the samurai hat and has the Mortal Kombat face mask.
And he's an
Yeah.
awesome like fighter. Like
Yeah.
the suit gives him
Exactly.
too much. Like he's a super. I
yeah.
thought I was watching like a Street Fighter demo.
Because they also said that he is an awesome fighter. He beat up those Foot Clan guys with his head and his
Right.
hands tied behind his back. Why don't they ever exploit that?
That's an awesome scene.
Yeah.
That was a really cool setup, and I was like, "Oh, the Shredder's gonna be awesome." And then, like, as soon as he shows up, he's got that dumb suit on. I was like, "Fuck, Shredder's gonna be lame as hell." Which is why I was really excited. Like that, man. That first shot when the Shredder goes to attack Splinter, and Splinter like does that cool move where he like doesn't move, and he just like blocks it with his sword and knocks the Shredder back. Knocks the Shredder back. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be cool." Even though, like, dude, I've seen that before or whatever, but just the way they did it was
Yeah.
cool. But then, I don't know.
Yep. I still think there's fun to be had in it.
I do too. Like, I'm surprised how much I was trying not to be negative, but like all day when people would say, like, "Oh, you going to see Turtles tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." But by the time it started, I was I had fun.
There's worse movies this year for sure.
Oh hell yeah, I Frankenstein.
Yep. Transformers.
Aren't you glad though that the Turtles weren't aliens, and Splinter wasn't or Shredder wasn't a white guy, and all those things that like people rumored that were going to be horrible about that movie? They even actually make a joke about the fact that they're not aliens.
Yeah.
And how dumb that would be.
I guess my disappointment was like they didn't have a big budget when they did the old live action ones in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
But now they do. Like they've been given access to this, and this is what they came up with instead of like, yeah, the TCRI. Like they said, it's an alien origin ooze thing.
Yeah.
That they're going to use, but like, just jump at like do the Utroms and Triceraton movie if you're going to do this whole CGI fest.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
go.
it was produced by Kevin Eastman though too. It's Heavy Metal was part of the production team.
I know, but I feel like
I wonder if it's just a head.
He
like,
hasn't said
it's
much
kind
of anything
Stanley.
since early on in the production stage, so I wonder if like halfway through he realized like how uninspired this actually was going to end up,
Yeah.
and then he just got quiet about it.
Hmm.
So, I mean, he was probably in there earlier on, like maybe redesigning the turtles,
Yeah.
like giving them each more than just colored masks and stuff, and
Yeah.
maybe redoing the origin where, like telling them like, well, the mutagen's supposed to be from space because I have this. We wrote about this whole thing about the Utroms and the Triceratons and things, so maybe work that in there, and then as they went along, they decided to.
Have they ever told the story that way, where like April O'Neil's dad is responsible for any
No.
of that stuff?
No, it
Okay.
seems that
I
definitely
didn't think
felt
so.
like a movie trying to connect everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
And
it's
it-
not necessary.
That's the thing. I think, to me, when it was over, I sort of felt like if they had one more writer touch that script at the end, this movie probably would have been good. Like it felt to me like, how Spider-Man 2 would have felt if Michael Chabon had not come on and done the last version of that script, or the third version of that script.
You mean Amazing Spider-Man 2?
No. Michael Chabon did like the
Oh,
second
like-
to last version.
yeah,
He's the
I
guy
get
who
what
like
you're
took
saying,
Black Cat and those characters out of
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2. That's what this feels like. Where
Yeah.
if you had one more writer come on and go like, you don't need that, you need more of these characters, and that's pretty much all you know. Like take out some of this
Yeah, because you
exposition.
could
It's
have
garbage.
totally too made the Shredder the corporation guy, and he moonlights as the evil Shredder. You don't have to have the two people.
Right. But even if you do, you just got to come up with something a little bit more interesting than an action scene on top of a building that we feel like we've seen before. I mean, I'll at least say this. The fight scene on top of a building with Shredder is better than the fight scene on top of a building with Shredder at the end of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fight.
No, blasphemous.
Oh my God, yes it is.
No, it's not.
It totally is. At least in this one, they fight together, and then it's not like, oh, Splinter shows up and like kicks the guy's ass. Like,
well, not even kick his ass, just dodge.
Yeah, yeah. Even though it's the same, it's so the same. He ends up falling off the thing again, and like,
makes a nice crater though. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, they have to they don't talk about the fact that they need to work together, but that is a thing that's in there. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
And did you know that all they needed was to believe in themselves?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Even though they didn't allude to that early on in the movie, like they didn't seem to have a problem with believing themselves.
Right. There was no
until the very
setup
end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But no, the rooftop in the first one was weird. They were also missing like really nice moments in the original movie, like when like
Ninja Vanish.
No, just like the hard stuff where Raph would come, like the Turtles came and they found like Splinter kidnapped, and then Raph would like shout, and like Donatello and Michelangelo just always kind of hanging out, like leaving the room, and like Casey Jones and April like hanging out in the swing, like just talking, like all those slow moments don't exist in this movie. Like it's so bombastic, and it just goes like it tries to go for a joke, and the joke is flat.
Yeah, sorry, I had to stand up. I was getting all uncomfortable, like turning that way. So
Yeah,
now it
that's
looks
all right.
really weird.
It's okay. Nobody on the podcast can see you.
You're freaking me out. You're
Good.
staring at me. Don't look me in the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. They have the
it's-
turtle van now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turtle Van looks cool. Here's the thing. Like, I would see a sequel to this movie. I really would. Especially if the Shredder's not in it. Because I still think that villain's kind of
No, he is. You remember his hand.
I know, it's stupid.
Did this.
If he comes back as the Super Shredder and gets crushed by a falling...
Dude, I was hoping he was like going to ingest that mutagen and become the Super Shredder. That would have been awesome. Like, even more blades and just go all... Like, his face is just blades.
And then he just, like... The turtles just like dodge him for a minute, and then like he gets crushed by something random.
Or the turtles just push the building over because they're so super strong.
No, actually,
well,
no.
Did hold up a spire. So.
If it were like the earlier ones, it would be that the turtles dodge him for a while. He runs into the building and he crushes the building on himself. That's how they would have ended it.
Which how like they're holding up that spire and the Shredder just doesn't stab each one of them.
Yeah, right. Or
Well,
shoot all his knives at him.
Yeah. And April shows up
I thought they
like
were
instant kill.
I thought they were going. Yeah. I like that she actually did something. I wish she'd done something to Sax instead of that guy. Right? Like Will Arnett is the guy who takes out Sax, and I was so disappointed. And then because they even set it up like you killed my dad, and then like Will Arnett comes out of the smoke and is like, "Fuck,"
because a woman can't take
Like-
care of this.
No, exactly. Like
they're worthless.
Oh, I felt like they were building to something there, where like the turtles were holding up the thing, and Shredder goes to one of them and starts like punching him in the stomach, and it's a callback to that scene earlier where they were supposed to like, all balance and stay on their point and like and learn like that discipline, and that would be the moment where like, even though they know they're giving up saving the city, like they have to save each other, and then they all like let go and they fight the Shredder and defeat the Shredder, and the thing falls over and somehow they save the thing from falling. Like I thought they were setting something up that was going to be cool, and then they just didn't, just falls down.
Yep.
Anyway, I'd see.
And they don't address that all of New York knows that they're who they are now either.
Oh no, they escaped in the sewer.
Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah.
No one on the street looked up and saw four mutant
No,
turtles
bro.
rolling down slowly.
No, they hid as the boobs in that Victoria's Secret
yeah.
product placement. Which then the credits start, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. Like they're going to do a bunch of these. Nope, just the boobs.
Just the boob one.
Just the boob joke.
Yep.
They probably did it, and they're like, this is stupid. It's a kid's movie, cut it out. And then Michael Bay walked in, he's like, hey, what happened to that boob scene? Is it still in the movie?
You guys know that boob scene is worth $20,000, right?
Yeah, put that back in. Does it matter? No, wherever. I don't care. as long as it's in there.
Put it fucking anywhere, man. Don't care.
Because their turtle shells are shaped like boobs, guys.
Get it?
Thanks, Mr. Bay. We'll get right on that.
That chick is hot, man. PG-13.
I'm going to put that model in my next Transformers movie. So make sure she's in there.
Dude, I'd see it.
No, I'm going to have to. It sucks. Next week, we're seeing The Expendables 3.
Dude.
Cool. Should be fun.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a guest.
Yeah, we should have a guest.
Cool.
Bye.
Turtle power!
Growing up in a glass bowl with chameleons, lizards, and tadpoles, it hardly enters your mind that there's something better than this. Let us sleep in a carrot, maybe a seed from the parrot. Believe me when I tell you the word gourmet just don't exist. But piece of power, applying sauce and food delight. Piece of power, oh, that's what makes us feel alright.
And testing.
Testing the wavelength. I like to fuck things in the butt, especially women that are gaping sluts. I stick it in their butt and they scream until I shoot them with my white cream.
Oh my god.
That was off the top of the head, guys. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.